What's up, Eurovision people? My name is Sean, and this is my channel, SHAUUNZERS. And today we're going to discuss SANREMO, the finalists tonight. And I am joined by these lovely faces once more. It didn't take us too long to meet again, did it? Last time we met was in Eurovision.
Wow, really?
Why don't you
Eurovision?
introduce
Wow.
yourself? I'm going to start with my left,
With me?
with you, of course. You're
What
the
do I have
Italian
to
one. You're
say?
SANREMO.
What do I have to say? Oh,
Introduce
yeah.
yourself.
I'm Italian, so I'm the most qualified person here.
Oh, okay,
But,
okay.
Very true, very true.
but at the same time, I'm going to listen to the opinions of people from our countries because our Sanremo winner is going to be our international song for Eurovision.
Introduce yourself.
I'm George, and I'm from Italy. Now, Becca.
Well, hi, I'm Becca, and I'm from Malta. So, the one next to me now, this side, I think this side. Anyway, you, Eston, you next.
This side.
This side.
All the sides. Hi, I'm Eston from Estonia, and it's really nice to be back. Thank you for having me, SHAUUNZERS.
Always a pleasure. I'm Sean, of course, everyone knows me. Everyone. I am from Malta, but I'm now living in Finland. That is why my Wi-Fi sucks. And I have been chained to my room these past few days because I have been watching Sanremo. And we're going to talk about it. What are our overall impressions of the level of the songs this year in comparison to last year? And I have to start with the only Italian one here. What do you think?
I think the songs are good. I usually like 4 or 5 songs in total, and this year I like more than that. So I'm more than happy with the selection that Amadeus chose for us. How about the others?
I don't know. I feel there are more ballads this year. No, okay, I'm not. I don't understand in music, but I feel there are more ballads this year. But as George said, this year there are actually more songs that I genuinely like more than just 3 or 4. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really even competition this year in Sanremo. A lot of good songs, a lot of different genres, and songs that are good in different ways. So I think there's a good song for everyone, and yeah, overall the quality is really high.
I think in the first night I was a little bit disappointed because my expectations were really high and I was really waiting for Sanremo. But I forgot that is what the magic of Sanremo is. You know, you hear the songs the first night and then they just grow on you and grow on you until by Saturday. You can ask my neighbors how much they hate Sanremo songs right now. They know all of them. They're singing all of them, and every time we party, we're playing Sanremo songs already. So I guess that's a good thing, right?
Or more of a bad influence.
Exactly. So I'm gonna throw it back to the first night. And what were our standouts? And for me, I'm just gonna go straight up and say it was La Rappresentante di Lista with
Yeah.
Ciao Ciao. That was the one song more than anyone else in the first night that I said, okay, this is giving something here. What about you, Eston? You didn't watch the first night, I'm guessing, right?
No, I just basically listened to all the songs yesterday and today, because if you didn't know already, then I'm in the army, so the only time I realistically can listen to songs is in the weekend. So, but I have listened to all the songs by now, more than once, and the one that you mentioned, Ciao Ciao, is definitely a standout, but personally I'm not a huge fan of it. I totally understand the people who are obsessed with it, like you, but
I'm not obsessed with it. I just like.
Well, okay, potato. But I would say, of course, the one that everyone is talking about, Mahmoud and Blanco, Brividi, was a standout. I really liked Dominica as well. I mean, the guy is just crazy enough to make it work. The performance was crazy, the song is crazy, and everything about it is just bonkers. So, but in a good way, in a good way. And
You know what?
Tovesi Palla as well. Again, really quirky, really fun, but just kind of like.
You know what about Achille Lauro? Is that he always does the same thing every year. Like he surprises no one anymore. Like here, people are starting to get tired of him, and everyone agrees that the way he used the Harlem Choir, he didn't value the song at all. Like they look like backing singers, while instead the choir should be the one, standing out more. So yeah, he's kind of panned here because of this reason. And what was the last one that you said you liked?
D'Argent Amico.
Dove si parla?
Ah, Dove si balla.
I like that one.
That eye roll.
Dove si balla. I mean, everyone here agrees that it's kind of, humor for middle-aged people, but at the same time, it's a fun song. So
it is a fun song. I like it.
Exactly.
I like that.
I mean, what you said about Lauro, yeah, definitely, I can see that. But for me, the first time that I heard and saw him was, I think, last year competed, if I'm not mistaken.
The year before?
2 years
the year
ago.
before that.
Yeah, he could be 3 times with the same song all 3 times.
Did he compete? No, last year he was a guest. He wasn't competing, right?
Okay, then 2 years ago.
Whatever.
Yeah, he competed. I think he competed once with Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
Second time, I don't remember. And the third time,
Mene
Frego, bravo. And the third time this year.
I agree with Giorgio on Achille Lauro. I think the song, to me, screams a Rolls Royce cover. And then when he says, CC, I just go and say, Mene Frego. It's so... we need to switch it up with him because it's always the same stuff. And I think the excitement that people had about him in the first 2 years of his participation is completely lost. The backing singers, I like them because they remind me of the what are they called? The ones in Hercules. Those backing singers. Whatever. Hercules, the movie. Google it. It's okay, but I don't think it's coming anywhere near the top 10, to be honest.
Of course.
And
oh, absolutely.
I like the song. I like the song.
It's just a guilty pleasure.
I appreciated it because the first one released on Spotify, so it was the only one I was playing for like an hour or two, but that's it for me.
But you know what? He had a huge radio hit here last summer called Bam Bam Twist, and that was one of his best songs. And then he comes up with this Domenica song that does absolutely nothing. So people had high expectations from him, and they were let down.
That's true.
Someone mentioned Dove si balla by D'Argent Amico.
I love that song.
To me, you know what it looks like? Bex knows exactly what I'm going to talk about right here. You know those political party rallies before an election? And they would be there would be the audience warmers like before the head of the opposition comes or anything. It's like a song they would play to get these hamai out and drunk and warmed up to cheer and everything. It's a song perfect for that. But for Sanremo, I don't know what the Italians think of it. The Italians I'm living with, they love it. So
yeah, most Italians like that song, and it's really high on Spotify too. I mean, I personally don't feel strongly about it. Like the first time I saw it, I was horrified. But then I sort of started to tolerate it. But you're right about the political rally thing. And I feel like the way he performs and goes through the public is kind of copied from a performance by Pinguini di Tattici Nucleari from 2 years ago. And it's one of my mom's favorite songs. So I'm like, this is humor for the middle-aged.
Yeah, that was the year that I really followed Sanremo for the first time, and yeah, it reminded me of that as well. But I mean, Darian he looks like a I don't know, a pimp or Elton John at his golden days. He looks crazy. The song is just, I mean, it's a simple, fun song, and he isn't really taking it too seriously himself as well. He's just enjoying himself, and so what? I mean, me and Bex and everyone who likes it as well. It's not a Eurovision song. It's just a fun song.
Yeah, it's much more of a fun song. I mean, I liked Mahmoud's and Blanco's song. I mean, at first I was like okay, like what was the expectation of people? Because I know like people were hyping it up, but nowadays, I mean, I'm constantly listening to the song. It's very nice, and I can see why. I think it may be a potential winner, but I genuinely like it, and even the representative.
I think it's the obvious winner.
The obvious winner, exactly.
Yes.
And
I mean, but then again,
it's pretty
there's
clear.
Elisa.
SANREMO has never been so clear, honestly. Like, it's always unpredictable, but this year, and I'm really happy about
looking
it.
at the winning odds for SANREMO right now, it's 47% Mahmoud and Blanco. I mean, and it's leading right now. It's clearly going to the super final, and I mean, I can't see any reason and any song that could potentially beat it.
Yeah, he's going to demolish the televoting, and we already saw on the first night that the press jury is completely behind it. And from the demoscopic vote from the third night, we also saw that he was first overall, so they have it in the bag.
I think the betting gods at SANREMO, I don't really trust the betting gods on SANREMO, but this year
it's unpredictable.
This year, I think I mean, even the fact that it went up to number 5 on the Spotify global,
and it's number 6 today still. And actually, there's this Eurovision charts account that I found on Twitter that's been updating stuff. And I saw today that, where is it? Oh, here. Out of its total 3.5 streams today, million, they got 435,000 from outside of Italy, and they're charting on Spotify. And Spain, Belgium, and Lithuania. And they're also number 1 in Switzerland, and that's the first song in history to be in Italian and at number 1 on Spotify Switzerland. So the international community is obviously here for it.
The Swiss people in the canton of Ticino must be really, really happy.
Yeah, of course. It's mostly them. But it's the first time in history that a song in Italian is number 1 on Spotify Switzerland. So it's not just them, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And here it also demolished the Spotify daily record, like twofold from the previous record. So it's obvious that Italians have chosen.
If I'm honest, the first time I heard it, it didn't give me any brividi, but my expectations were sky high, so nothing would realistically meet them. But then the more I heard it, the more it's a great song. It's not my number 1. But if this goes, it will be my number 1 at Eurovision. Based on what's coming out so far, hello Spain, I think this is going to be the number 1 for me for a very long time. Unless I don't know, someone brings out something completely.
But you know what? It's not something that you just need to hear. It's also something that you need to watch, because the performance was very tense. Like, they were nervous on stage, but at the same time, they were quite selling an act. And, you know, they were selling like a telenovela on stage, basically. And it will be the first time in history that a love song between 2 men will be sung at Eurovision. And if Italy does that, I'm going to be super proud, because it's a song both about friendship and relationship in whatever way you want to see it. Like, they never said anything about it. But if it does win, I'm going to be super proud, even though it's not my number 1 either.
Well, I mean, the song really isn't a typical Eurovision song, is it? Or a song that has really high impact, that draws in from the first moment. And that is maybe why I think it is a bit overhyped. I mean, it is number 1 Italy is number 1 in the betting odds of Eurovision right now as well, by a huge margin. A lot of people are talking about this as a potential winner. I really can't see this winning Eurovision. Top 10, yeah, for sure. But does it have enough an instant impact to make people
think
vote
it
for it
does.
for the first time.
I think it does.
I'm
With
down
that
for it.
performance, they can totally draw in the people, and you can see it charting on Spotify everywhere in Europe, and that's already a sign.
Yeah, but I
I think it could
mean,
win as well
songs can.
because
And also keep one thing in mind, that I think this year is going to be like 2007, like a high energy rock song won. So the next year, most songs are going to be high energy too. And we see so far that there aren't many ballads. I mean, Montenegro promised a ballad, but I don't expect Montenegro to win.
Montenegro's not winning.
But what won in 2007 was an emotional ballad with a fruity performance, and that's exactly what Brevity is. So that's why I see it well for him.
I think what will benefit them as well, if they do end up going to Torino, will be the fact that they're performing on home soil. I can already imagine the crowd in Torino is going to get behind this so much. We're barely going to be hearing the song because they're just going to be wailing out. And on TV, that creates a really, really good effect. It makes the TV viewers at home get behind it as well. But I want to move off a little bit from Brevity because there are another 24 songs. And let's go to the second night, where for me, I have more favorites from the second night than the first night. And I'm going to kick it off with Beck because I was on a call with her and we shared some opinions on the second night.
Okay, so let me remember from the second night. Who was there in the second night? There's San Giovanni, which I know that Sean loves. He loves his song. With his farfalle. And then I like Elisa's song because it does remind me of a Disney theme song. I don't know how, but I feel it does remind me of Disney. and then of course there's Rama. I mean, Rama's song is it's beautiful. I mean, I think, I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think it was something that I expected from him. But it's very beautiful song. It's beautiful, very, very. And I think I wouldn't mind seeing Iram actually maybe coming second place or even possibly first, but that could be I don't know.
I wouldn't mind
we're going to
seeing
discuss
Irama winning
first.
at all. I would not mind seeing Irama win at all. The thing is, when I heard his song on the second night, I wasn't impressed at all. I was left like a wet noodle, honestly. It was just, what the hell is this? But the next day, I heard it and I reacted to it, and this never happened to me. I had to stop filming my reaction because I was crying. The song is incredible. It's an incredible song. It doesn't give you brevity on first listen because maybe we're not used to Irama taking on this style. But to me, it's so powerful. And a lot of people on the comment section on my video are telling me that this is written for someone who he lost. Not lost a love, lost, like they died. And that just adds to the power of the lyrical content of the song and also the whole thing. You know, it's so beautiful. And it is not my number one either. But if it wins, I kind of want to see Irama. I think Irama will go to Eurovision one day for sure. And I would rather see him go with something like La Genesi del tuo colore than Ovunque Sarai, because I think he would stand a better chance. But if he goes to Torino, I'm not complaining. I'm going to be buzzing. Giorgio, what do you think?
I think that it was a really impactful song and performance. He was looking almost like a religious cult leader. And like he was looking like he was on another planet, and he was singing in his usual excellent style. And I have to say that Hirama never really misses one shot with me because he makes really good music, which is surprising for someone who is out of Amici. That talent show is not exactly known for, singers being talented and sticking around for years, but Irama is really sticking around and he deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, like Sean, you said, the first time I listened to it, I liked it. I realized that it's a good song, but it was the second and third and fourth listen that it just kept going better and better and better with every listen. It is really emotional. I get goosebumps every time I listen to it, and it keeps growing on me still. His voice is just incredible, and I mean,
Incredible. He has never sounded so good.
I loved his entry last year. I preferred it to Måneskin even, but although Avonka Sarai is such a different song, it is still equally as good, at least. I really, really love it, and it's definitely one of my favorites, definitely.
For sure. Yeah.
Agreed. I've
We all
been
love
saying,
it.
I've been saying this one is not my favorite, this one's not my favorite. My absolute favorite this year, and I was not expecting to like his song so much, but my
Here
number
it
one this year is
comes.
San Giovanni.
Right?
Yep.
I
It's
wasn't
San
expecting it
Giovanni.
either, because I listened to his discography and I hated most of it because that's just not my style. It's too mumbled and there's too much auto
Yeah.
tune. But this song is such a high energy song, first of all, and that I really appreciate because you don't really see that much from the new generation singers. It's really catchy. It's really well produced. He has a nice energy on stage. I wasn't expected to like it at all, but it's definitely among my favorites. And
I
he
agree as
definitely
well.
came second in televote on the second night, by the way. I'm spoiling this.
What?
He definitely came second in the televote on the second night.
Only second? Who came
Yeah.
first?
Mahmoud
Drama?
Blanco. No,
On
Mahmoud
the
Blanco.
on the
The
third
second
night,
night.
you mean?
Third night, yeah.
Okay.
There was no televote in the second night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too, because he was down in 13th and then he just went straight up to 5th. So he must have gotten out a lot of votes.
Yeah, but this is a televote friendly song. I mean, a lot of charisma, a lot of energy. I mean, the butterflies really fly high, and the instrumentation is really interesting as well. It is just a really good song, and luckily it seems that Italians really love it as well. And I mean, this is a song that stood out from the first listen. I loved it immediately, and it catches your attention like that, and you love it right away. It doesn't need time to grow. It's just there. You love it, and that's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
I agree. I think if we're taking into account only Eurovision, this could be the most Eurovision friendly song because if we always say that 95% of people who watch Eurovision just sat down and listened to the songs on the night. And this would be the song that would really catch their attention. I was late on the second night and I switched on Right Play halfway through San Giovanni's song. And I was mesmerized with just 90 seconds. And nothing really matched his level on the second night for me. And I really hope that he makes the top 3 because it's an incredible song. And it also continues this renaissance for me of Italian music not sounding stereotypical and rewarding these young performers who are actually doing their thing. And that's why I also like Mahmoud and Blanco. That's why I'm obsessed with Irama and a few others that we're about to discuss.
What I really liked about San Giovanni, I have to add, is that unlike most others, he didn't renounce his usual music style. Instead, he brought it to SANREMO, but he added even more energy to it. Like many people go there and just make a SANREMO-friendly song. No, he didn't do that. He just made a song that is faithful to his style, and I really, really, really appreciate it. It's artistical integrity.
I agree 100%. And going off of that, I think there is one artist who it's his first time in Sanremo this year, but he wrote a song that he thinks is a complete Sanremo recipe, but in fact, it's not doing much. And for me, it's AK7.
Okay, let me tell you first of all, nobody takes AK7 seriously. Like he has his fangirls.
Poor guy.
He has his fangirls, but everyone who saw him agreed that it was a pathetic song and performance, very repetitive, and it's one of those songs that don't leave an impact. And on the first time he performed was the second night, right?
Yeah.
He woke up everyone because his song was the first one with more than 100 beats per minute in 2 hours of the show because it was full of ballads.
Chimica, Chimica.
Yeah, that was the last one before him. But
Okay, there were 2 hours between Chimica.
when you think about it, his
Yeah,
song
you're
is, and he's also such a lame performer. Like, I don't know, like he gives no added value to Sanremo, and he's from the same year of Amici as San Giovanni. But you can see, the difference. Like, one is high energy. He has a song that he's really into, while AK7 is there with such a whack song. It's not going far.
And you wanted to say something about Perfetta Così?
Yes. What I wanted to say is that I absolutely love it, and it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I was
this year.
expecting that. Is it your favorite?
Yeah, absolutely. In my top 5 for sure.
God.
So I was really surprised to hear what you guys in the South think. But I mean, this as well, like Farfalla, immediately I loved it. It's really high energy. And I mean, the vocals, the performance, the melody, the passion, I mean, everything was there. I really liked it from the start, and I don't get why it's so low in the ranking.
The vocals were terrible. He was screaming all the way through it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just worked for
Anna
me.
Mena had better
It might be my quirk.
In
but,
Italian, we say that song makes you milky knees, which means that you can't wait until it's over, from how painful it is. So
no, I just want to hear it again and again.
Oh my god! The first person I've ever heard say something positive about it.
Well,
you can join the AK7 fangirls.
Exactly. I mean, but like every song has its audience, and you never know what song you're gonna like. So, I mean, I have no shame about it. I just listened to it. I liked it. I don't know the background. Pretty new to the Sanremo festival, and I don't know anything about most of the artists. I mean, if they haven't performed in Sanremo for the past 2 years or haven't performed in Eurovision. So I just listened to it. I liked it. That's really it.
AK7 won an MTV Europe award for Best Italian Act over Sanremo.
Those are fan voted. They're fan voted.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
his girl fans just spammed the votes on Twitter, and that was it.
Clearly,
MTV Europe
it
Music
wasn't
Awards are
from
completely
George.
worthless. What? No. From Amici last year, I liked another one, but he's not in Sanremo, so he's not worth discussing.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is getting some better votes because he's going up, but no, in this category of young performers, most of them are from Amici, Rama as well. In this category, I'm not really a fan of AK7. I want to talk about Arcomi because he
Arcomi?
was, yeah.
Well, he's really low in the chart, and that's actually surprising because he has the best-selling album of 2021 in Italy. He sold 181,000 copies of it, but this song is doing absolutely nothing. Like, it's a song that doesn't really have any impact. And
I didn't like his song.
Don't know what to say about it.
Insuperabile.
And most of all, it's not faithful to his style, which goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Like, it's a song that he did clearly for Sanremo without keeping his own personal style in mind, and I thought it was pretty lame.
But I think I do find some similarities with his songs that he usually plays.
Too.
I mean, especially with the last album he had. I mean, I do see some similarities. I mean, it's not the best song. I definitely did not like it, but there are some similarities between what he sings and what he brought to Sanremo.
I'm with Becca on this one. I think the song fits like a glove in his album. The problem is that it's not the best song in his album. I think Partira di Te is much better. Luna Piena is so good. And Insuperabile is just there. It could have been just an album song. It didn't even need to be a single.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised that this was his pick for Sanremo because usually, when you debut in Sanremo, you want to leave your stamp. I don't think it's terrible. It just made it in my top 5, but that's almost coming from me being an Arcomi stan, and admittedly he was the one I was looking forward to the most. because I really, really love his music. But I'm not gonna lie, I was kind
He's
of
third to
disappointed.
last for me.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
damn.
pretty low for me as well. There are some cool parts, but overall, it's pretty meh. Not my genre, and not what I typically listen to, and yeah, I mean, not a huge fan of it.
we have to talk about the woman who is probably the most hyped coming into this, and a lot of people have a lot of thoughts on her song. Eston, I'm gonna start with you. What do you think of Elisa?
Um, it really didn't leave much of an impression on me. It's just a nice Italian ballad. I mean, simple, it's effective, everything is in the right places, well done. But I mean, what else really is there? She has a good voice. It's a classic Italian ballad, but I'm just afraid that it's the kind of song that doesn't really stand out. I mean, it would end up like in the 20th ish place in Eurovision probably, and it's not because it's bad, but it's just forgettable. I mean, it's a
No.
nice song, it's a good song, but it doesn't stand out. At least
Okay,
for
I
me.
have to tell you something now. You know that Elisa is a bilingual artist, and she's releasing next Friday, no, 2 Fridays from now, her album, which is going to be bilingual. And there's probably going to be an English version of this song. So if she wins Sanremo, she's going to Eurovision with the English version of this song, and it's going
Oh
to sound
no,
like the typical Eurovision
No.
host entry, which will be a
no.
disaster for me.
Oh God, no, no,
But
no, no.
yeah, so
Why would
that's
she?
why I
Why would she
really don't
sing
want
such
her
a
to
song in
win.
English?
I mean, in Italian, it kind of works at least, but in English, it would just be a
Definitely not. In
basic
English,
ballad
definitely not.
with no charisma.
But you know
I
what?
think Italy should never release a song in Eurovision that is not fully in Italian. I was
Amen to
cringing at
that.
that junior Eurovision song that had a line in
Yeah, I
Italian
hate
in
bilingual
English.
songs so much. They're so
Italy
clunky.
should never sing in English, and I do think if Forces A2 ended up winning, I don't think it would come 20th. I think it would come in the top 10 because there is still a thirst for these stereotypical, so to speak, Italian ballads at Eurovision, and the jury would completely put it up there. But I just don't want it to win more for the journey that Sanremo has been taking on this last few years. You know, it's been so progressive, so inspiring, and so open-minded, and I don't want to say futuristic, but it looks ahead. And if Elisa won, it's like we just went back 10 years. And
Yeah, I mean,
honestly,
if you want a ballad, just send the Wonko Sarai and work it.
amen. We're all
But
happy with that.
a lot of Eurofans were wondering why Elisa was so high in the ranking. And to make it clear once for all, she is a legend in Italy. This is the 25th year of her career. And she is respected by the public and by the critics alike. And she's so high purely because of this. Like, she releases an album and it goes multi-platinum just like that. She doesn't need Sanremo. This is just a celebration of her career. But
Sure.
I really love and admire her and respect her amazing vocals and her talent. But this song should not win Sanremo, in my opinion. It wouldn't represent Italy.
I agree. I agree. One other song, well, not song, one other artist that was kind of making a bit of a noise in the early days, but I don't know right now. What do we think of Emma?
She's been releasing the same song ever since she debuted. Always the same structure, always the same vocal performance, like the screech chorus. And she recently said that the song that she has this year is about violence against women. And everyone was like, what? Like, you can't really tell from the lyrics. It's completely botched, in my opinion. Like, all my respect to Emma, who's a fantastic stage performer, but her style has been getting tired for years.
I mean, yeah, I listened to it and I literally got no emotion from it. I I can't say that I didn't like it, but it's just so in the middle of the road and boring even, I'd say. It just doesn't really go anywhere. It's not exciting. I mean, I don't mind listening to it, but I'm not searching for it as well. So yeah, not really that much to discuss there.
I mean, I liked it, but then I think I agree with George that her songs have been always the same. But it's not wow, but just the same.
I actually really like it. I like it more than Elisa's song. I completely understand where you're coming from. It's always the same song with Emma. It's always the same style. I mean, literally from those tick 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 tick, like in the beginning of the song, you can just say that this is going to be exactly the same as her songs have been in the last 10 years. But admittedly, I like it. I have been playing it a lot. I like her stage presence a lot. The duet she did last night with Francesca Michelin was incredible. And obviously this isn't gonna win, and I think it's gonna go down a little bit from where she is right now. But I don't know, maybe because I'm not used to listening to Emma Marrone's songs on I'm not familiar with her discography. This one just comes a little bit fresher for me, and maybe that's why I like it more than my colleagues on this live stream. But
Well,
I have to say I like it more than Elisa.
I loved Emma Marrone when I was 14. I even bought 3 of her CDs, I remember, but then she kept doing the same thing all over, so I just jumped ship like many other people in Italy. Like, now she even struggles to chart, so she needs SANREMO for promotion.
It's not a terrible song. It's not a bad song, but it's just nothing special, and
it's just
it is
there.
a competition, and it's basically competing still to go to Eurovision. It would do nothing there. Nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
So
this is
And
one
now
song that I think would not do
we should talk about another singer who's known for his songs sounding all the same, and that's Fabrizio Moro with Sei Tu.
I liked his song. It has a nice message. I liked
I
it.
don't remember anything about it, by the way, so I can't really comment on it.
I mean, I would say
forget the song. Go ahead.
I would say the same about Fabrizio that I said about Elisa. It's just a typical Italian ballad. It's nothing new. We've heard it 1,000 times, and it's a good ballad. But what is new? What is that exciting about it?
Let me tell you what's not exciting. Forget the song, because the song I don't think is terrible. But the fact that he starts out with the microphone stand, looking at the camera like this, and it looks like he believes that the sun rises in the morning because he says so. I get such cocky and arrogant vibes from him that I switch off from the minute he starts to open his mouth. And as an artist with experience, I would expect that someone literally tells him, bro, even if you are this cocky and arrogant, please don't look like this at the camera, because it's so disgusting. And I want
But
to
that's his
slap him every time I
style.
see it.
In Italian, we call him a tamarro. That's his style.
Whatever you call him, I will call him as well, because I don't like it. And he has no business being in the top 10. And I will say, on this note, there are 3 people that are in the top 10 of the Classifica Generale right now that I feel have absolutely no business being there. And one of them, who is my number 25 of 25 songs, fuck it, Gianni Morandi. I can understand the hype. Massimo Ranieri.
Oh my god.
Massimo Ranieri, he's a legend.
I don't care. He doesn't even sing well. He's constrained, and he looks constipated half the time. Why?
He's respected by the jury, and he's voted for by old people. I know he has no business in being there, but that's the way it is.
I don't like the song.
My grandfather loves the song.
Sean, I mean, we all gotta remember that this is Sanremo, not the Italian selection for Eurovision.
Yeah. Sure.
Those are 2 different things, and I mean Massimo obviously is, like you said, a legend in Italy, and I mean it's not a competitive song, it's really Italian old school throwback. It's extremely dated,
So is
but
Eva
I mean, it's
Zanicki, but
still
why
a
is she in
pleasant
18th
song,
place?
and I get why, especially the older generation, really is digging it. It has some quality, and it is a nice throwback song, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's nice. That's right.
Why isn't it Eva Zanicki, not him?
Iva Zanicki. Iva Zanicki looks like something that we will find at Dora, the Croatian selection for Eurovision. That song, like my mom said it perfectly the other day. She said, "Why is she singing about 'I want to love you' repeated 100 times when she's 82 years old? Like that's something that you should sing when you're younger." I don't want
I
to be
mean-
ageist or anything, but that's a bit inappropriate. Like, what's the message?
Yeah,
I mean, Eva's
but I
song
much
is
prefer
just
her.
exactly the kind of song that I would expect from an Italian woman from her generation singing something. That would be exactly that song. I mean,
I love
mean no
her voice,
disrespect.
so-
I mean no disrespect. The voice is of course very raspy and smoky, but I mean, it's like we said in the beginning, there's a song for everyone in this selection, and I mean there's gotta be some from the older generation as well. So
This one is in my top 10, I have to tell y'all. So, because I really love her voice. She's a legend here.
I love her voice. I love her. I love her personality. I really like the fact that every time they announce her name on 18th or 19th place, the audience boos their lungs out. But and this is what I mean. I mean, I understand everything that you guys said, but if we're gonna have 3 or 4 veterans in the top 10, I don't understand why it should be Massimo Ranieri and not Iva Zanicki on that note. And also, I really like Di Tonella Piaga and Donatella Rettore. That song reminds me a lot of, you remember those 2 Swedish grannies at Melfest last year?
Yeah, the Schlager ones. That's their Schlager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it. I absolutely love it.
I love the
And
song. I love the song.
Mhm. Yeah, everyone's
It's
loving
great.
it.
It's so my style. I just love it. I mean, I love the vibe that they brought on stage. I mean, I just love the song.
To me, that like her or them and Iva Zanicki could replace Fabrizio Moro and Massimo Ranieri in those higher regions.
Fabrizio Moro is in the top 10.
I think
10th.
he, yeah,
Whoa.
9th or 10th. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, even for instance, last year we had Orietta Berti, who was down in the dungeons of the bottom 6, and she's
Yeah,
old,
sorry,
she's
Fabrizio is
respected.
even
She's
8th. So
amazing, and Darkom is down in 19th. Wow.
No, but about Chimica, it's a super fun song. Everyone's loving it, either ironically or unironically. And what else can we say about it? It's something that you will hear at like a local fair. Like there's a stage and people are singing, and that's exactly the type of music that they will be singing. But at the same time, it works. It's been successful on the charts, so it works. So can't say anything about it.
Donatella Rettore, is she like well-known?
Yeah, she's a legend. All those old people that you see are legends.
Okay, nice. And I mean, if we're going to talk about all these veterans, we have to mention Gianni Morandi. What do we think of that?
Okay, I have to tell you one thing. Gianni Morandi, he rose 5 spots on Spotify today. No one else did. And I feel like I see more and more people talking about him and saying how fun and amazing his song is. His song was written by another legend, the Giovanotti, that I personally don't like, but he's really loved in Italy. And everyone's saying that he's going to be in the top 3 with Elisa and Mahmoud and Blanco. Yeah. So we know who's coming third, probably.
Do we actually think he's going to make the top 3?
My mom is even convinced that he might win. So...
no.
Everyone's going crazy
they
for that
top
song
5.
in Italy.
I think top 5, not top 3, though.
He's
I mean, it's
second for
Gianni
now,
Morandi.
though.
He's second.
Yeah, second.
Third.
Because
Jesus.
uncovered.
No, third is Elisa.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I think.
But everyone's loving that song.
I mean,
Jonathan probably
I
sells
do
more
like
than
it, and
you can probably tell more than me, but I want to think more than I actually think that when it comes down to the final, last year it happened, and maybe it will happen this year again, that the oldies were kind of asked to step away and let's have the new people shine. And I would like to believe that not even Elisa will make the top three, because I don't see that much hype about the song. A lot of hype about her for sure.
No, she's second on Spotify. She's second. Everyone's listening to the song.
Okay, so we know the top three. Never mind.
Trust me.
Elisa is there.
Lisa
What do you want to say?
is going nowhere.
Well, Johnny just sounds like some Schlager pop from the late Soviet times for me. I mean, it is a really familiar sound even for me, and I mean, it's probably like 40 or 50 years late, but I mean, it's good. It's not today, it's not modern, but the sound is good, and I get why it is really loved. I don't get why it is so high. I mean, second is
way
okay,
too high.
whatever. But yeah, I mean, and when we're talking about potential Eurovision songs, imagine Italy sending this to Eurovision. I mean,
it will be a televote success because it's an endearing pensioner singing a high energy song. People love these things.
I agree. I do think it would do better in the televote than what people would initially think.
I mean, but the jury would kill it.
The jury would destroy
most
it. Yeah.
likely.
But we're not sending it, so don't worry. And what I thought the first time that I saw him on the first night was actually, wow, like this performance is not boring for one single second. Like I was super impressed. He did an amazing job. And of course, he's also a legend. So
there is one competitor who we haven't discussed, and she's getting a lot of she was getting a lot of attention before the songs were heard from the international, from the more Eurovision community, because she's not Italian. And Anna Mena is down in 24th place in the Classifica Generale. But I'm gonna kick this off and say, I'm gonna kick this off and say, she can't sing. Her vocals are tragic.
Absolutely not, she can't.
But I actually really like the song.
No.
Everyone here compared her song to Neapolitan music, but it's very Neapolitan, but in a tacky way, because Neapolitan music is known for that. And she's just there, singing her cute song and looking sexy, and just like, go girl, give us nothing. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I liked it at the first listen, but the more I heard it, the more I realized that this is just going nowhere. I mean, nice beat, nice melody, can't sing, pretty repetitive, and it's just there. It's not a bad song, but not a competitive song either. And
but you know what?
You really search to listen.
She's not really there. Like, she's expecting to come nearly last. What she's trying to do is launch her solo career in the same way Elettra Lamborghini did. Because Elettra Lamborghini got a 3-time platinum hit from Sanremo, despite coming nearly last. And she thinks she's going to do the same, because so far, Anna Mena is known as a hook girl for local rappers. She doesn't have a hit on her own. But I don't think it's going to work. Like, this song is not sticking around. It's pretty low in the charts, and it's not that good. Like, it's fine, but not something that I will listen to on repeat like Elettra's songs.
Yeah, for sure. It's nowhere near as good as Musica al resto scompare. It's nowhere near as good as Pistolero.
3 times platinum.
Yeah.
210,000 copies.
I get that. And to be honest, I don't really like Anna Mena's music in general. This is my favorite song of hers. Honestly, this is my favorite song of hers. It's not.
She makes summer music.
Yeah. This is.
You know what? She's like somebody, like one of the many Italian singers that get defrosted in May, then they have their summer hit, and then at the end, like in September, they just go back to the freezer. Like a reverse Mariah Carey expedition, basically.
Wow.
Speaking Speaking of summer singers, I really liked Giuseppe Ferreri's Miele.
Oh,
Am I the
me
only one?
too. No, I loved
Oh,
it. I loved it because it's such a moody song. Like I imagine being in like in a retro Paris cafe and listening to this song being performed live, and I thought it was a cute song, but everyone criticizing her for having no energy, but that's actually supposed to be like that, you know?
Yeah,
I don't
I
see
mean,
any problems with it.
so
it really stands out from the rest. I mean, it's got a really interesting rhythm, very distinct voice as well, and the song is just really charming. It's difficult to compare to the rest of the pack, but I mean, it's understandably not a song for Eurovision,
Mhm.
but I really love that it's one of the songs in Sanremo this year because it just adds something completely different, and the song is really nice.
And her songs are complete. Her songs are usually like kind of songs that you would listen, and compared to what she brought to Sanremo, was like it's completely different. I'm not used to Josie singing such songs, so I must say it's not really my favorite.
Juicy has been
But
around since
maybe
2008,
maybe
but she switched up a lot of
mhm,
styles, and this goes on to
yeah.
show her versatility. And she has no business in being that low in the Classifica Generale.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I mean, I have to say, I'm not a massive fan of her live vocals, and I know that she has faced criticism because of this. But to me, this kind of song doesn't even need the most astronomical
Mhm.
vocals either. To me, it's all about the memes with the megaphone. It's all
Mhm.
about the local flavor that she brings, and obviously, it's not gonna win, and it's not even gonna make the top 10. But it's just one of those songs that I'm glad it's there,
Mhm.
and I'm happy that we get to experience these songs as Eurovision potential songs because it exposes the Italian music industry far beyond the borders of Italy, and I like that for Giuseppe Ferreri. And I have to say, another song that I don't like is so low, but I so expected it to be low, is High Snob and Who. I
Mm.
forgot the name of the song, but that song is really
Ambiguamente.
cute.
It's a complete
Ambiguamente.
copy of Coma Cosa from last year. Like even the way they
Yes,
perform and they hug, and
that's
they're not
true.
even together, so it makes no sense. Like, and what I was surprised the most about this song, like when I first saw them, I was like, oh, she looks like Shinny the Connor, and he has quite an eclectic style. So this is going to be an alternative song. No, it's a normal pop song with the most generic chorus ever. I was so disappointed.
I like it.
I mean,
I like it. It's not, astronomical, but to me, it stands out in Sanremo because among all that loudness, which is decreasing for sure, but still it's there. To me, it stands out in a really good way. I'm expecting
it
this to be one of the songs that you like, Eston.
no, actually no.
Never
I
mind.
I didn't get this at first at all. I was really confused. I mean, what kind of song is this? The chorus is, I mean, I think the best part of the song, but overall, it's not really doing anything for me. Yeah.
There is
And
one song that we haven't talked about, and it's in the top 10 of both the betting odds and the Classifica Generale. It's Michele Bravi's song. Bex, what do you think
ooh,
of
Um,
Inverno dei Fiori?
I mean, generally, I love Michele Bravi's song, but I listened it today again, and I didn't like it. I mean, the first time I listened, I was like, okay, maybe I like it, but today I was like, nope, this is not Michele's Bravi. I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. It's not giving me the wee. No.
I actually agree with you, I think. The first time I heard it, wait, let me pull up my little notebook. And I had from the first night, Michele Bravi was my number two. But
Number
this is the
two.
kind of song, number two, from 12 songs of the first night. But this is the kind of song that I hear once and I'm mesmerized. And then the more I listen to it, it just
Hmm.
doesn't have the same effect and it dips down. And admittedly, I like his song more than his outfits. but I still don't get the same effect that I did from the first night I heard this.
So Michele Bravi, who is known for being a clean-looking guy, shows up on stage looking aged twofold from the last time he had a public appearance. Everyone was shocked because he was really looking worn out, like he'd been doing coke or anything. Anyway, and then he starts singing with these breathy vocals, this really charming song, and I was so impressed. And I was shocked that the international Eurofans weren't loving it because I thought it was a really high quality song. But then listening to it again in the studio and on the third night, it was not the same as the first listen. So I agree with you guys. But still, I'm shocked by his look transformation. Like, what is that?
I would just say a typical Italian ballad, Volume 3. I mean, it is a really nice ballad. There's a lot of emotion.
Sung by someone under
it is quality, but again, it just lacks some impact. And it is a nice, cute little song. He performs it really well. I can't say anything really negative about it, but it's middle of the road as it really should be, I'd say.
There are three singers that we haven't talked about, and coincidentally, they come from Sanremo Giovani. And I'm just gonna ask, which one of these is your favorite song and performer?
Wait a moment. First of all, I have to say one thing. I find it so ironic that the three most dated songs at Sanremo are from the three Sanremo Giovani. Like, how is it possible? Like, those three songs are all equally bad, in my opinion. I'm going to discuss them quickly. So, Matteo Romano. The production is very 2016, and what ruins it is the lyrics. They're cringe. Like, they're about love, but full of internet mentions and metaphors that, very cringe.
Be careful what you say, because Matteo Romano, I heard, is high up on Eston's rank.
Yeah, but nobody really takes him seriously here. Like, he's known to be an industry plant and that he promotes his music through TikTok, but it's not an organic success. So nobody really considers his existence here because he just had one TikTok hit. Then there's Human. The first night he appeared looking like a Roblox character. And I laughed through the song, then I listened to the song again and it was painful to listen to. And finally, the last one, Tananai, which means idiot in my dialect. But he's from Milan, so I think it's the same for him. It was intentional. Tananai, his song is the worst, the absolute worst in the list, in my opinion. Like, it's unlistenable. The arrangement is... Oh, where did Becca go?
I think she's going to switch on the light. She was barely visible.
All right. The arrangement is completely dated, and the way he attempts to sing, like he can only make one note, and it's due to the fact that he's a heavy smoker, so he's completely ruining his career before it even begins.
You and your hate on smokers.
Yeah, I can't stand smokers. I'm sorry, but no one here smokes, so I can say it freely. But even if you guys did, I will say it anyway.
Okay.
Me,
well, go on.
Go ahead. No, go
ahead. Okay, starting with the last one you mentioned. I mean, first of all, what a title. I mean, I checked it, I googled it to see if it is what I thought it is. And then I opened the lyrics, and the page was Google translated into English. And what I saw was just offered clips to the songs, and under it there was written "Casual Sex on the Stage of Sanremo," which was just the most hilarious thing I read today. And then again, audio "Casual Sex" by Tananai. So I mean, yeah, the song, he can't sing. Let's be honest. The vocals were terrible. The song is fun in a way, but overall it's more cringe than anything. And Yeah, I pretty much agree with you as far as the smokers go as well. Romano, actually, of course, I don't know the background. I just thought he's a young upcoming talent that maybe has a big future. But hearing what you said, yeah, I get the point. But the song actually, I do like.
Traditional
is
Eurofans are loving it, actually. Like, they don't
Yeah,
understand
I mean,
Italian, but if I didn't understand Italian, I would probably like it as well.
exactly. I don't speak Italian. I don't understand the lyrics. I can't say they're cringe. So I just have to rank it based on the performance and the song, the melody. And based on that, I actually really love it. And it's somewhere in my top 10. And Human, yeah.
Doesn't leave an impact.
It's just there. It's incredibly boring, and I again don't mind it. I don't hate it, but
You don't
it's
think of
just
it.
there. I don't think of it at all. It's boring that I can't say I want to listen to it again.
Beck, do you remember any of these three songs?
I do, actually, I do, but I think only two of them. But I but I have to agree with you. I mean, they were just there singing, and I just didn't like their songs. I mean, I mean, it's sorry to hear the fact that, I mean, they're very young and they kind of sing such songs that are kind of outdated. So, but I genuinely just didn't like their songs, and the fact that I had to say remember who they are. I think it shows how much they didn't give any energy out on the stage. And keeping in mind it's Sanremo, I think that they should have came with definitely better song choices for sure.
I feel like Matteo stands out because he's very attractive. Tandanai stands out because he's really bad, like outstandingly bad. And then Human doesn't stand out at all, as Eston said.
I have to agree 100% what you said. It is the perfect conclusion to those three songs.
They occupy 3 spots in my top 25. One of them is 22, the other one is 16, and one of them is 18. And number 22 is Human. I can't stand that song. It's awfully dated, and to me he comes across as like a Lionel Richie tribute act with the hair, the clothes. It's like, no.
He's from Capo Verde.
Yeah, well, maybe that's why. If Lionel Richie had a Capo Verdean wife, this would be the case. Number 18, I put Macchia Romano because the song is okay, but nothing really more than that. And I like Tananai's song. Sesso Occasionale is something I would listen to occasionally and not on repeat, but it's not a bad song. And
so where is it?
I guess not the live version of it.
Yeah. I was actually surprised when I heard the studio version, because in the studio version he makes like 3 notes instead of just 1.
Yeah, it's not the best vocal performance, it's true, but surprisingly there are more than 2 or 3 not very conventional live vocal performances in this year's SANREMO. I mean, we talked about Anna, we talked about what was one who we said he can't sing?
What?
There was one act we said he can't sing, apart from Tananai.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I can't remember who it is.
Let me look at the list. Dargen D'Amico, no.
Anamena, I think.
Anamena couldn't sing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anamena. It's her. Yeah.
Yo, we still haven't talked about the foreign Eurofans favorite, la rappresentante di lista. Who is my favorite personally?
I love that song. Love that song.
Super fun, and the presentations on stage have been perfect, all of them. Like, it's going to be a huge hit, and it's already number 3 in the charts with only 2 days of streams and sales, so it's going to be a huge hit.
I almost died because of this song, because the day after it was released, I went to play badminton and it was the first physical sport I have done in a while. And I was listening to Chow Chow, and I was dancing on the snow, and my shoes weren't very friendly, and I almost slipped. And there is an Instagram of this on my friend Helia's feed. But that's how much I like it. I was dancing to it all the time
I
on
mean,
Wednesday.
Sean, I think
And
you even sent a snap dancing to it. So yeah, I
yeah,
realized that you love it
yeah,
already.
I love it. I love it. Surprisingly, it's not in my top three. It's in fourth place.
Ooh.
It's in fourth place. It's in fourth place. And Sanremo, the bar is high, but I really like it. Ever since Wednesday, Wednesday I was con le mani, con le piedi.
Ciao,
I
ciao.
don't even need the lyric sheet anymore. It's a great song. I think
It's a baby
apart from
dance type of
Brevity,
song. Like, it's so versatile.
yeah, I think apart from Brevity, this would be one of the songs that could do really, really well at Eurovision. Apart from Brevity and
Yes.
Farfalle.
Eston, it's time for your opinion.
Well, I gave my opinion at the very beginning of this live stream, I believe, when we mentioned it. But I mean, the song is good, and I get why it is so loved. But I don't know,
However,
it doesn't do it for me. I find the vocal slightly, I don't know, the tone or something about it that I don't really like. Yeah, there's just something that I don't want to say irritates me, but I don't really want to go back and listen to it. It's fun, but I don't know. It's just not my personal genre, maybe. I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah,
all
you
in
just don't
all,
like it
it's just
personally.
it's just personally not among my favorites.
It's understandable.
And that's pretty much it.
And there's 3 songs we still haven't discussed. Do we
Are
want to
they?
discuss? Yeah. Do we want to discuss one that I like or one that I didn't like?
Do you like Giovanni Truppi?
No.
Okay. We don't need to discuss that one.
I feel
That's
like
not even a song.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like he's in the wrong
Yeah, that's not even
competition.
a song.
He looks like he's making an audition for a part in a theater play. That's
Yeah.
not even a song. He's like
Yeah.
he's like talking, and this is my experience when I met this girl called Lucia. I looked at her hand to see if she had a ring.
I mean,
Also-
he tells a story while some instruments are playing on the background.
Who gives a fuck? Next one.
Like, who gives a fuck? Becca,
Yeah,
your opinion on
let's go on.
Giovanni Truppi? More
Was
insults
he
for him.
even, was he even singing? I mean, he was
No.
just talking.
He wasn't. He was
Also,
talking.
I have to say that not one single soul in Italy had heard of Giovanni Truppi before Sanremo. Like, who the
Yeah,
fuck is
I
that?
was
When he
gonna
came up.
say.
He's supposed to be one of those. So the genre is called musica d'autore, which means I don't even know how to
Singer-songwriter?
translate it. Yeah, singer-songwriter music, exactly. And he's supposed to be like the critically acclaimed entry that nobody knows, but his presence is justified by his critical acclaim and by the fact that he's going to bring quality. But
And he showed up in a tank top. Yeah, very critically acclaimed. I know which one is the song we forgot to talk about
Yeah.
and you like. And it's Noemi. I
and
love
it's
it
no,
as well.
well, like it's ninth for me, but Mahmoud wrote it. And what I think about it is that it's not the ideal song for a live performance with an orchestra, but in the studio it works amazingly, and Noemi has an amazing charisma and great vocals, and she's looking fantastic. I met her outside of Rihanna's concert in 2016, and I told her I want to see you represent Italy at Eurovision one day, and she was like, "It's my dream." And
Oh, really?
it's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's not gonna happen this year. But
You know, I'm surprised. I really didn't think she didn't care about Eurovision.
no, she said that she would love to. She said it would be a dream. She said.
Or maybe she was saying that specifically to you. Who knows?
I mean, it's a prestige for an Italian singer to, reach a wider audience. So she wouldn't say no.
I love
I-
it.
I-
The
I mean-
minute I heard it. I'm gonna
We
be
will
short,
talk
I
the
promise.
same
The minute I
ones.
heard it, I loved it, and I think it's a good step outside of her usual ballads. I think it exposes her voice in a really, really good way. And I'm not a massive fan of Noemi's live voice because sometimes she sounds like she just smoked 50,000 cigarettes and downed 2 bottles of Jameson whiskey and she's on her deathbed. But on this song, I actually think she really, really sounds well. She really sounds well sung.
She
And
doesn't
I
smoke,
hope
by
it
the way.
comes up. I know, but sometimes, like when she sang Glicine last year, it was like she was about to die.
Italians just really like raspy vocals in general. That's how it is.
Oh, I love it. I'm all about Loredana Bete.
Oh yes, everyone knows that you're about her. Everyone.
There is one last song that we haven't discussed. I don't think anyone here
I don't get
remembers
to
it.
say anything about Noemi.
Ooh, talk about Noemi.
No, you can't.
Tell us about No.
I can't believe I forgot about it even
Me too.
in this live stream, but it is in my top 10. I really enjoyed it. It's a dynamic song. It really builds from quite a slow beginning to quite a powerful chorus, and the voice is the vocals are not incredible, but they're good and it works. So the song is really decent. Of course, not gonna win, not gonna be in the top 3, but it deserves a top 10 finish at least.
Yes,
It's a
we
really
should,
decent
yeah.
song.
And now the last one that we all forget about, and it's Levi Brazzioni with Tantissim.
Oh.
And I'm going to start and tell my opinion. Levi Brazzioni were a famous rock band, I think, in the 2000s. And they're still making the same exact music style. I like rock from the 2000s, but when it's done in the 2000s, I don't want to hear dated rock now. And they're completely leaving zero impact at SANREMO. And it's just not something that people want to hear, like, bring some innovation.
I mean, yeah, the song had promise, but in the end, it didn't. I mean, I like the genre. I like the type of rock that the song is, but it just lacks something, and it lacks a lot of it. It's
More than something.
Again, just there. It's an okay rock song, but there's nothing special about it. And I mean, it's not like Blind Channel last year, which also was, I mean, dating going back to the 2000s, but it was something new. It was still modern. It offered something exciting
for Eurovision standards. Yeah,
this isn't exciting in any way.
I'm gonna quickly go through the comments because we got quite a few comments on this live stream. Arna says my favorites are Farfalle and Brividi. I think most of our favorites are Farfalle and Brividi as well. Panu says that he doesn't see Brividi winning Eurovision. Agree.
We will see.
Disagree. We will indeed see. Elisa will bring the worst result for Italy in years. Yes, the song is nice but extremely boring. I don't think it can be worse than La Mia Città because that came 21st.
I mean, but that wasn't that recent as well.
Yeah, it's been
I think by recent people mean from 2011 onwards.
It's subjective. Alessandra votes for Irama. If I had a vote, I would vote for Irama as well. Mahmoud, Irama, or Elisa. Italy having a mostly old population. Yeah, that's true.
We're aging.
La mia classifica è Irama, Fabrizio Moro, Mahmoud. Fabrizio Moro? But thank you for your comment, James. I think James is Italian. You want to read this one, Giorgio?
James? Ma faranno vincere Mahmoud. They will make Mahmoud win. Exactly. No, they will make Mahmoud win, as if it's planned,
Sanremo is the only way to get to know, but the big audience, it is okay. She is cool, and we will listen all the summer probably. I'm assuming this Elisa is talking about Anna Mena. I think we can agree.
Could be.
Irama has the best song and best vocals. Best vocals for me, for sure.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
Among
for
I
the
me,
mean, the
best
yes.
song is
because
really
there are
amazing
many
as
great
well.
vocalists.
So
Song, I lean more towards Farfalle, but best vocals, hands down. For me.
I mean, they're
Unless-
two totally different songs, so it's
Mhm.
very
Yeah.
difficult to compare. But they're both
Yeah,
really good.
yeah, but you know, since we judge Eurovision in very comparative ways, I mean, to me, San Giovanni has a better song, but they are both amazing. Alessandra Di Paolo also says Irama could be a surprise. I hope so.
A nice
I hope so,
surprise.
same. Yes,
I hope
for
so.
sure.
Definitivamente la mia canzone preferita. Ovunque sarai è una canzone epica, 3 minuti di pura e devastante emozione. Rate my Italian.
You read it very well.
Thank you. Elisa also says, I love him. I will not win. Of course, you will not win, Elisa. Still, he is unique, even could be unique internationally. So sweet. I'm guessing she's talking about Irama as well.
Yeah.
I
Thank
think
you for your
so.
comment, Elisa.
But Irama is
But
going to
a
win
lot
sooner
of
or
love
later.
for Irama.
Yes.
A lot of people
He
saying
has other fans
really good
too.
things about
It
Irama.
But he
gives me
deserves
hope.
them.
It gives me hope. Elisa è eccezionale, ma come canzoni preferisco Irama, Moro, Mahmood, in questo ordine.
Still James.
Moro is not in that order for me. Poor human. I don't think like that. Some old bigot words.
Okay.
Elisa needs to work on her English.
We Italians here are trying to support La Rappresentante di Lista, but Brividi just exploded in Europe, so now everybody is convinced that we have to make them win.
I mean,
To me, both
rightfully
of them can win,
so.
and I would be happy. And musical author is really an amazing thing, but not Truppi. We agree.
Yeah,
We
for
agree.
sure.
Thank you
Truppi
guys
doesn't give
for,
it justice.
Thank you guys for commenting on this live stream. I want to close this out by asking each of our top 3. I think it's obvious right now.
No, let's do top 5. It's 25 songs.
Top 5, okay. It's Sanremo. Yeah, it's Sanremo. Bex, do you want to kick us off?
Okay, so top 5. Irama, Mahmoud El Blanco, la rappresentante di, I forgot their name, di Lista. Who else? San Giovanni and Elisa.
Georgia?
In and out.
Number 5, Mahmoud Blanco, Brividi. Number 4, Irama, Ovunque Sarai. Number 3, Giusy Ferreri, Miele. Number 2, San Giovanni Farfalle. Number 1, la rappresentante di lista, Ciao Ciao. But I want Brividi to go to Eurovision.
Eston?
Oh, this is difficult.
He turned.
Yeah. Oh.
He left.
And he
I
left.
guess we're going to have to wait for Eston's top 5. But meanwhile, I'm going to give you mine. Number 5, Arcomi. Number 4, La Rappresentante di Lista. Number 3, Mahmoud and Blanco. Number 2, Irama. And number 1, Vola la farfalle.
Non
And
volano
Giovanni.
farfalle.
Whatever. I'm working on it. The only song I learned is Ciao Ciao because the lyrics are really catchy. But
Ciao
I'm working
Ciao.
on farfalle.
And where is Mahmoud and Blanco on your list?
Number 3.
Ooh.
Number 3. And I'm going to name some of the ones that you mentioned. Elisa's my number 8. And
For
Giusy
me,
Ferreri is my
Elisa.
number 12.
For me, Elisa's number 8 too.
Oh.
Who else
Mine
did you
is number
mention?
5.
And who's your number 1, Becca?
Irama.
All right. You know what? It's a very atmospheric song. Like you listen to it and you feel like you're at peace with the world, especially the last chorus. Like he does an amazing job at creating a setting and atmosphere.
I love his voice. His
Yeah.
voice is so like it's just so nice, and so nice to
The
listen
video
to.
was also really nice. It was really it. I like that it nodded to the really snowy summer, the really snowy winter we had in Italy and in Malta, in Greece.
Finland.
In Finland, it's always snowy, but this year in the Mediterranean countries, it got
It
quite
didn't
snowy.
snow
Yeah.
at all here. In Greece, it did,
Not
and in
allowed.
Turkey.
Yeah, in Greece and
We
Turkey.
didn't get any snow here, like zero. We got
Now,
a
where did he get
lovely
the snow from?
sunny
Did he
winter.
shoot his video in Finland?
Who?
Cool. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Who?
Or else he got that fake snow machines and he's
Yeah.
still putting snow.
You know what? We should ask Saint Google about it. Dove ha girato il video ovunque sarai, Irama.
Things we do while we wait for
He shot it in Podenzano, which I don't know where it is, but it's in Italy. Podenzano, which is... It's actually an hour from here in the north.
Ooh.
Get your car ready. Let's go and visit Irama.
And it was fake snow, as Becca said, because it didn't snow there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it makes me feel better because if he shot his video in Finland and I didn't make an appearance, I would have been offended.
No,
but
I think
Ooh.
traveling to Finland is convincient just to shot video when we have snow here as well. Eston, is Eston
mention
coming
as well.
back?
I assume so. We need to get his top 5. But until we do so, I wanted to make a point as well. If we look at Sanremo as a national final, for me, this is the best national final we're going to get this year, even without seeing most of them so far.
I'm sorry, but the other national finals this year are pretty lame. Like, I heard Norway's songs 3 times, actually, and they sound like they're out of 2015. Like, I expect much better from them.
Oh, there's
So-
Eston.
Eston,
Hello.
tell us your top 5. We're waiting for you.
Yes, my phone battery died and it's currently 0%, so I don't know how long it's gonna last.
So your top 5 quickly.
So surprise, surprise, AK7, San Giovanni, Irama, Mahmoud and Blanco, and I cannot decide on the 5th.
Do so
Already
quickly.
cancelled.
Come on, quickly. And I think his battery died.
Yeah. Well, we got 4 out of 5.
We will never know his top 5.
We will
Nope.
It's a mystery.
But you know what?
He's a mysterious guy.
He left us with the brightest smile.
Exactly.
Yes, he did.
Guys, it was such a pleasure to have you on this live stream once more. I'm
Yes,
guessing
it
we will
was.
meet again
It was.
closer to Eurovision when we will have all 41 songs that will be competing in
Can't
Torino.
wait for that.
Can't wait
Yes.
either. And who knows? Maybe I'll cook up another live stream
Who
on
knows?
another
Who
national
knows?
final. Who knows? We'll see.
We will see.
We want to.
Maybe from Mediocrity Festivalen.
Yeah, I was just about to take that. I mean, by the way, first semi-final is tonight, and no one is talking about it.
Yeah, no one's going to watch it because the snippets are out and
Who
they are what
cares?
they
Really?
are.
Cool. I didn't even hear them. I swear to God, I didn't hear the snippets. I'm all about Sanremo this week.
Yep, that's
Anyway.
what everyone should be watching tonight.
Exactly.
I'm going to be
Enjoy
judging
Sanremo.
anyone who watches the Israel selection instead.
Enjoy Sanremo tonight. I'm guessing we will be
Yes.
in touch. And thank you to anyone who's watched. Thank you to anyone who managed to stay until the end of this live stream. If you do like our my content mostly, but when I'm joined with these people, it's our content. If you do like, please hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and to Eston's channel as well. He's not here, but it's Epic Eurovision guy. And we will see you guys later. Ciao a
Yes.
tutti. Buonasera.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.